we can start that. I think that should be good. Okay. And Sniper Mask 107. Thank you for the likes. And I hope that anime actually gets a second season at some point. High Rise Invasion was actually really cool. I liked the concept for it. It was a little weird, but it still was actually pretty good. Okay, so I just need to get the feats connector done. I also need books, because we're getting close to being able to ditch the big book finally. And then to the smaller books. Okay, so K15, K14. K. That's these ones. All right. And what up, Bro Wolf? Hello, I'm actually working on something not Elden Ring related. That game is completely obsessing with... I'm completely obsessed with that game at the moment. K12, which is the one I have my damn hand on. That's interesting. I would have played Elden today, but I skipped out last night because I was completely just physically not able to play, do anything, because on-call always does that to me. Even if I know I'm on call, my body will just go, okay, conservation of energy, here we go. You tired, you're going to bed, okay, bye. I was planning on playing a little bit yesterday since I was on call, but that didn't happen. Tomorrow night we'll be playing it for the Wednesday night optional stream. All right, so what am I doing now? Polycaps. Polycap what? Polycap 16. I need 2 of those. If we can get through the legs pretty with the least amount of effort, it should be all right. He says, hopefully. Knowing that this build has not gone effortlessly at all, it's been a struggle, uphill battle the entire time. I would have been further along, but I was not expecting to actually like Elden Ring. I would have been so much further along had I not liked it. Both me and the wife had a going bet if I was going to like it or not. Let's just say she won. I honestly didn't know if I was going to like the idea of an open world Dark Souls very much. And is that one working? Yes, it is. And can we get that a little bit over here so that way I can talk without leaning over into the microphone and get a little bit closer to the desk? Right, that should help me. And we are not muted. No, we are not. Awesome. I honestly think it's a much easier version of Dark Souls overall. And a much more ridiculous version of Dark Souls, especially with my new setup. I have created a very insane build so far. And I'm hoping it continues to be that way. I don't know why everyone's gushing over Guts' greatsword so much. It's actually a very heavy greatsword, but it's kind of crappy in scaling. I picked it up. I just don't know why everyone likes it so much. more the fact that it's just in there, or, I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's so good. It's like, it's really not. The regular Zweihander Greatsword, actually better, has better scaling. Okay, that's good. And then next up is the K14, K12, 15s. Okay. And I'm just going to cut them kind of rough and go from here. The next couple builds will be fun. We're going to be doing... probably we'll be doing a amplified kit and then a Zoid real quick. They're both special cases because they don't need any panel lining. They don't need anything special than other than cleanup. One is a very special amplified kit. It will be awesome. And the other is a clear ZA Liger, which will be fun. And I gotta be just very careful with the Liger because everything has to come out pretty good because it will look horrible if I don't do it right. And for the most part, I should be able to just use... I'll have to see if there's any special parts for the Mugen versus the Hyatt. The Hyatt and the Mugen share the same frame and everything. And if it goes the same way as the Hyatt did, it'll be a breeze and a quick walk in the park, especially with no panel lining. Because on a clear kit, you're not going to want to do panel lining because it'll ruin the whole idea of a clear kit. So those two will take about a week or so each. Shouldn't be that hard. And then probably there are two kits that I need to do afterwards. That'll be either working on the PG Zaku that was sent to me from Ptr Rancor. Working on that, or working on my Cannon Turtle. I don't know which one would be more fun to do. The Cannon Turtle will be a very quick build. It's a very small Zoid build, but he's just so cool looking. And then the PG Zaku is very simplistic, yet has very complicated building material. It uses a lot of screws and a lot of things that I'm going to fix on it, plus also putting some LEDs in it. I need to figure out where I'm going to put the... I know how I want to do the eye, and I think I have to black out the clear piece or figure out a way of doing that because it moves across the thing, or just having that be just the way it is right now, where it just goes back and forth, and have an LED inside that, which will be fun, which it already does have an LED in it. Yes. Yeah, Ptr Rancor sent it to me because he bought it thinking it was a fresh kit, fresh out of the box, so he could put a resin kit on it. It's in rough shape. All the parts are there, luckily. I went through it very... I combed through it very, very carefully to make sure everything was there. I thought the mouthpiece was missing, but it fell out of the box. Thank God I found it. It was going to look a little weird without the mouthpiece. But everything I can see there is there. Luckily. All the parts are there. I just got to get it put back together. I need to take the whole thing all the way apart, and I've got to do full nub cleanup. The hands need to be tightened up. They're very, very loose. The head I have to take back apart, clean all the nub marks up, redo the wiring for it, because I don't like doing the built-in lighting rigs. They're so terrible. They never work. And this one's very complex, so I want to take it out of there, put a wiring harness in it, maybe even make the heat hawk or the gun light up, which would be pretty easy on a PG-sized one, especially one of that age where it should just be a shell. All right, that's our first ankle pivot, and I love the new pivot. I love the way that the what is it called? Fuck. I love the way the... God, what are you called? The aftermarket backpack adds on these kind of boot lifters to the feet because they're kind of plain without it. So it would normally look just like that. I like it with the actual boot lift. Gives it a little bit more of a actually kind of being intimidating Gundam Not just kind of small boots 1. But yeah, that'll be a fun one to do. I might do in case of, just in case if the nubs are really horrible. I mean, they're not the worst. They're fairly about maybe half a centimeter off the frame. It's just they're all over the place. And you know how old Gundams can be, like this one. They are in the worst possible spots possible. They're not totally on the middle of the frame, but they're kind of off to the side where it's like, why did you put that there? And there's parts that aren't fitting very well. And I see why the person gave up. It kind of looks like they got disinterested halfway through or got frustrated halfway through. But I might do a weathering on it just so that it looks a little bit better, because it might not clean up very well, but it might clean up well enough that it won't look too bad. It does look like one of my older kits done, but I've gone back and cleaned up an older kit and made it look pretty before. So it's not the hardest thing to do. It just takes a lot of time and patience instead of clipping and cleaning up all at the same time. So Nah. Not any more than what I'm already doing with half my other kits. This one alone, I cannot wait for this one to be finished, because it's so. I don't know what Gundam was. I don't know what Bandai was thinking when they made the MG New, but they really didn't think how to do things well. Kind of been one of the worst builds I've done in a long time. And even that PG, I'm going to talk more about it. I wish we packed Gundams like that. So I'll talk about it a little bit more later. I need to do a video on it. I just haven't done it. There's actually an art book that was included with the PG. And I'm like, why don't we get that with the more expensive kits nowadays? Why don't we get a grandiose packing that's like, oh, look at this. This is all the stuff it's supposed to do. Here's an artwork and what it's supposed to look like, kind of give you an inspiration on how to paint it or how to pose it. Really kind of feels that premium quality that we would expect out of a PG. Instead of, here's your PG, good fucking luck. It's just weird. It has a... Oh, no. My brain no work very well today. My brain no stupid. It's still thinking in Dark Souls logic. I read the same stupid comment twice, and then thought I'd change the words on it and make it sound dumb. But it looks like it should be easy. I'm more being stressed out by the Snow White Prelude. I just got asked when it's going to be built again. Like I said, I keep changing how much I want to do to it because I am scared of that kit. If I wreck it, the internet's coming for me. If I wreck one of the rarest model kits out there, the internet is coming for me. This kit, there's so many times. Be way more interested in PG kits if they can. Yes, that's exactly what I said. I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, this is actually really cool. I really felt more like this is a premium product that they are more interested in selling. It's also packed better than most of them. It had a two-part kind of, it looked like the box had come in a two-part piece, where it also had an inner box with the artwork on it as well. I'll also talk about that too when I get to it. It just felt way more premium than what we're getting nowadays. I don't know what's packed inside of the Extreme. I don't want to pay the money for a PG Arc 78 Extreme. Or Unleashed, whatever they're calling that one. But I really doubt it's as good as this one is. I mean, the whole art book was really cool. I mean, the manual is separated. It has a leaf fold out. It's one of the nicest packing for an old kit that I've ever seen. And I've done some older model kits. It just felt kind of like how some of the third parties are starting to get, where they're actually packing things really, really well. And feeling more premium than even a Bandai kit can be. And Max Legend, thank you for the likes over on TikTok. As I don't move any further on because I want to talk all day long. My curse! All right. Because my whole problem I have with PGs is they are not anymore of a premium product than just buying a master grade. I've been standing by that for the longest time. And just the way that Bandai handles them, I got so jaded with my freaking with my PG Red Frame Kai. It was a miserable experience. One of the worst things I've ever built. And at the time I was trash. I was bad. I was utter garbage at building. I built fast and I built terrible. I didn't even do water slides. I didn't do cleanup very well. I was bad. I will admit that. I was bad. But I could still build a Gundam pretty damn fast, and that was a miserable slog. Actually worse than this one, technically, just thinking about it. It was worse than this one. Overly complicated, really stupid in the way of building stuff, and it was just a nightmare. And even going back to try to fix it, I hate it. I hate it. I absolutely hate touching it. I absolutely hate every single part about it. I actually went back and fixed the arm joint because it's so terrible. All I did was clip a little bit of, I made a little bit more room on the arm joint's clearance. And hey, look, the arm joint works way better. It's still trash, though. Still likes to fall apart. Still is one of my worst Gundams I have. Water slides are easy once you get used to how they go on. I was always intimidated by it. And I'll still say this. I don't like water. I don't like dry transfers. I don't find them... Having to pin them and then stick them on is my worst problem. I can't do dry transfers very well. I can do water slides all day long. They're easy once you get used to them. And actually, I could just do that. But do it slowly. Like, what was the best way I did it? I had a turn red that I didn't really care if I messed up the water slides on. Just take one and do some. Take a kit you're not going to care too much about and just decal them out. Take some time to learn and just place whatever you want on top of the Gundam. That's how I learned how to do it. My poor freaking turn red has so many different water slides on top of him just because I was practicing. I'm like, oh, that looks cool right there. Let's practice putting these on. That's about the best way I would tell you how to do it. It's kind of like, take a Gundam you really don't care about and then just do some practice. Take like an RX-78-2 entry grade and do some water slides. Take something that you don't think you'll care about. Same thing I say about doing lighting kits. Take a kit you're not worried about breaking and practice. Because you'll never know if you're good at it until you learn it. And J? I do. I need J. Awesome. And I really doubt that doesn't define sides at all. Oh, we need a lot of polycaps for this. Oh, boy. I need to learn paint at some point, but I have my own way of doing things still. Like the Wing Zero is going to get a bunch of really fun... I use a metallic paint pens for stuff, and they contain actual precious metals. I can actually show that off. I'm going to get a couple of these. These are 18 karat gold leaf pens. They contain up to about 0.33 gold by weight. And then I'm also going to get some silver leafing pens for them as well. So that way I'm actually upping the value on it by putting more paint, which contains actually precious material. I think these pens run about $12 to $15 a piece usually, so it is fairly going to be expensive. I'm going to need at least 2 to 3 of those. Yes, and then I'm going to also, I've got to test out the paint that I'm going to be doing for the rest of the white pieces. I'm going to do a pearlescent white over top the white pieces, especially for the wings. So I'm going to build the wings, panel on, and then do a pearlescent top coat. Which I found one, and it says it should work because it's for polycarbonate. And anything for polycarbonate is supposed to be okay for ABS, from what I could research and find out. And yes, this is going to be the goddamn Angel. That's what I'm going to be calling it. Angel Wing Gundam. Because he's going to be pretty nice and kitted out. 12 and 13. And I only thought of it because I was like, I don't like the gray parts, and I don't like the brown and the yellow parts are kind of plain. And I could probably get away with a very light panel lining job doing it that way, so it won't be too bad. And it'll actually go pretty fast if I do it that way. Plus, we do have the lighting kit that goes with it as well. That's also kind of why I'm scared to do it, is because we also have the Cosmos lighting kit. I've heard it's alright, but the wiring can be a bit of a pain. And I specifically held out that kit for 7 months to get that lighting kit here and ready for it, so. Or I would have had it built 7 months ago. I bitched at 2 different providers about getting that lighting kit. So, that's got to go in. So it'll have its lights and sound, which I can't remember. The sound module is over Bluetooth, so it doesn't actually technically make sound. It's just the fact that it's via Wi-Fi. It just reacts to sound. But that's why I'm kind of technically scared on to do that kit, because it's going to be a very intuitive build. There are a lot of parts going in, a lot of parts being done. It's what I'm scared of a little bit, to be honest. That's why it's kind of being, I don't want to say delayed, but I don't want to say I'm not delaying it. It's just I want to make sure I do it right. Because as I said, the internet might come for me if I don't. There are people in my own sphere, people who live close enough to me that they will be banging on my door if I fuck it up. Because they missed out on getting it because they sold out that fast. I think he had them available for 1 day. I got one of them. Leo full weapon. I only got the 1 extra normal Leo. Oh, that sucks. And then I have a fun... So I picked up a Deban Tall Geese, which you guys should have all seen. Didn't know it was a Deban kit until I looked at the box. I'm like, what? Wait, why is this not a 2-part? Oh, it's a Deban. Oh, that'll be fun. But I picked up a Deban Tall Geese. And my Supernova Wing's really not doing anything, and he's going to be replaced by his Supernova brother as soon as I start doing it. So he might go into the storage, so his wings are up for grab, and I think my Tall Geese might get them. Not just the fact I also bought the Wing Zero Snow White add-on, so it'll be actually pretty good. I just have to design how the backpack will hook on, which shouldn't be too hard, and then just figure out how to get the Snow White add-on to hitch onto him. So that way, people might have Tall Geese Fugle, but I have Tall Geese Snow White. L and L. L10, and then L's in another polycap. All right. L, 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 L. 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 All right. Oop. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the kit bash I was going to do with a real grade new Gundam. Going over what I was going to do doesn't seem like it's going to work. Might do something different with that. Because I already have the heavy weapon system. Dude, I don't know why. I actually really like the real grade tall geese. And I built that as like one of my... That was like my third kit I did on stream. And it was actually an enjoyable build. I did not hate that at all. I don't know why some people give it... Hey, it's really not that bad. I don't know. I saw Joey's freaking painted. Oh, man. I wish I had the eyes and the hands for that. I have fairly shaky hands. They're not the best. I drop shit all the damn time. I have reduced feeling in them from repetitive stress from holding an orbital sander for 8 to 10 hours a day. So, yeah. I have a little bit of bad nerve damage and a little bit of bad circulation in my hands. So, they like to do whatever the fuck they want. I wish I could paint that well. That's the whole reason why I'm trying to milk Wifey to painting the pilot for the Nielsen work when I do that one. Because it's in a big enough scale, she'll be able to do it. And just with how the pilot is on that one. Pilot Cuddles McGee will be painted. Now, would have played more Elden, but I've got to get this. I've got to get this closer to being done. I'm gonna play a little bit after stream, just farming. I think I found a nice spot to farm. Trying to get a few levels more because going to the next area, I need it. And I pretty much passed out dead last night. Because I heard the word on call and my brain shut down. As it always does when it knows that I'm supposed to be watching my phone like a hawk. So, slept all night with getting nothing done. Oh yeah, and Ajax, yeah, I was talking to you about that on your video, yeah. Like I said, my job is very tentative on our breaks because we're, call it ticket oriented, but it's call oriented. So if I don't have calls, normally the days are pretty easy and I'll have a break by the end of the day. Some days I'm swamped. And yeah, I don't get a break. I don't get nothing. And then there's also my on-call weekends where I get to sit by a phone for 48 hours of hell. You don't get to do shit. You're stressed out. You don't want to do nothing because you don't know when the phone's going to ring. And it's always when you're doing something you want to do does the phone ring. And it gets, I don't know for most people, but I don't deal good with stress. So at one point, I was an irritable monster. Working at my job drove me to freaking having to find a better solution, and I found it. It's not the most healthy solution, but hey, I've controlled it so far. I do have to indulge in a little bit of tobacco in the form of cigars. It's a high enough dosage that the nicotine mellows me out, and I can be not the most irritable monster ever created. And over the last 3 years, I've been able to handle on-call a lot better, with very little to any side effects. No, this is trade. It's actually for a big retailer. Their equipment is very specialized. You have to know how to fix it. It's commercial grade, so it's not industrial, but it's commercial side, and this shit has to be up in a matter of hours. If it's down for even a day or two, they get pissed off, start sending emails, I get yelled at. So, as being one of the higher paid people in my area and being one of the more skilled workers, it pressures even more on top of me to get shit done. Pressures even more shit is on top of me to memorize 1,500 different pieces of equipment, know exactly how to repair them, exactly what's going to go on them, what parts are needed. My phone has like 70 manuals on it, so I can just go and look them up real quick, find the parts, get them ordered, and hopefully they're in stock, which right now they're not. We're having such a big part shortage. Just to put it in perspective, I had ordered a rebuild kit. So it's called a Zoomex. They're a juicing company. They're out of Mexico. They do almost anything that you see that like a store doing juicing, fresh orange juice or anything. It's more likely done on a Zoomex. They have what's called the Speed Pro, and there are 2 different models. There's the digital, and then there's the old analog. I had an old analog. I had to rebuild the head unit for it because they had lost the side pieces and it was getting water intrusion and causing damage to the motherboard. That took 4 months to order. And thank God it ordered the entire headpiece because the headpiece was also cracked. The metal was actually physically cracked, and I didn't think I was going to need that part because I was just going to do a replacement of the parts that seal the unit up. But no, I actually had to replace the entire headpiece because it was physically cracked, like it had been dropped or knocked over at one point. So thank God that metal piece also came. But that took 4 months to come in as I was getting yelled at for it. Why is this part taking so long? I don't know. Call Zoomex up. Find out what's going on. Maybe Partstown's taking their freaking goddamn thing. And that is a real thing. Someone made fun of me once for that. Partstown is a mega corporation. They literally supply everybody with parts for commercial and industrial grade parts, just like Grainger does. Somebody made fun of me for calling it Partstown. It's like, I literally have emails that say Partstown on it. That regularly come into my business email. So yeah, this job's really stressful. If you are not good at it, you're out. That's how competitive my job is. If you're not good at what you do, they will get rid of you. We just lost a bunch of people just recently. If you break something, you're out. You are responsible for it and you have to get it running. And there's no one to hold your hand. Only recently have we been trying to step up the right. We've been trying to step up the curriculum and make it so that people are able to do the job a lot better so we stop having mishaps. And it's worked so far. Now, people are dumb because people aren't good at what they do sometimes, or they have their own idiosyncrasies, but at least we can make it so the curriculum is a lot less, here you go, figure it out, like I was dropped into. It's a little helpful to give a little bit of a more, here we go, push you in and then drop you on your head. We break a lot less equipment and the equipment's down for a lot less of a time. If we can give them at least somewhat of a little bit more of a head start. Because when I did it, oh my God, I was so... Okay, so... Man, we're just doing my whole story time today, aren't we? For context, I couldn't read a circuit board diagram. I couldn't trace wiring out. You give me a diagram of what I'm supposed to be doing and what the symptom is, or even just tell me to fix it without any kind of connotation, I would have gone, eh. Nowadays, I can literally, one of the most complicated pieces of equipment I work on, there are 2. There are Heister power jacks. They are a hydraulically lifted, electrically driven lifting power jacks. They are very complicated, but simple. but they do require a lot of maintenance. You have to know exactly where all the wires are running and how they're running, and there's a lot of maintenance issues that go with them, especially on the newer models, which are lithium-based and not gel-based like they used to be, and they take a lot of time and knowledge to know how to fix them in an effective and fast manner, because the more they're down, the more we can't get product moved. Then there are what are called Ptr Bailing Machines. You've probably seen them if you work in retail or any other job that has to bale cardboard. Those machines are the same thing, hydraulically driven with electric motors on top. Kind of the same thing. They kind of have the same kind of balance between the two because they do run on the same kind of basis. They're kind of similar in design because it is just a three-phase motor and feeding a hydraulically based system. But those things have a wiring diagram that's gigantic, and there are about 10 million different things that can go wrong half the time. And it's being able to identify, figure out, and come up with a solution of how to fix them every day. And I make a princely sum. I make a meager sum to do it now. I used to make crap, but I'm now making at least enough that I'm not complaining as much. I still complain daily. It's still enough that I can't quit yet. Right. Yeah, man. Oh, it's just so much money I can't get rid of it. My tax guy keeps shaking his head at me whenever I come in. It's like, how did you earn more? They just paid me more. They paid you that much more per year. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, they did. I know. It's weird. I don't know why either. Oh, so we're going to be flipping that up. Interesting. Yet kind of stupid. Oh, okay. I see what it's doing. All right. Okay, so that's an overly complicated knee joint. Nope, same new Gundam, because we've still got the wiring kit and everything going all at the same time because it takes fucking ever to get it done. So we're gonna go. Let me see this. Should I be thinking about putting that wiring through that fucking system, because that would work way better? Let's see. No, because we have a shit ton of parts going on top of this, correct? No, I do need to figure out this wiring harness. No. I can make the knee. Okay, I can make the knee, but everything else then after that I have to form the harness around. I can make the knee. Oh, Mr. Smooth! Oh, you have no idea! I'm already 12 hours in, and I'm already way further than I should be. I'm not even 50 yet, and I'm already heading up to the lakes. And killing things I really think is fucking hilarious. Things at level right now are kind of dying to 3 shots, and things that are in the 60 plus range areas, I can pretty much take down comfortably. My build's going fairly too good. Especially since now I have Dragonfish Shoryuken. Gonna joke at my district manager, and I was gonna leave, and then boom, random pay raise. Nice. There you go. Kind of the game that my wife keeps having to play at her place. Like right now, she just figured out some information that she shouldn't have, because now she's got to go bitch at the store manager that she needs a pay raise because apparently everybody else is making way more than her and she's been there longer. And technically they're in a union, so it's actually considered illegal. So she actually has a lawsuit she could file if that is true. And I'll push for it. It's actually really highly illegal. No! No, not really. Okay, so for context, I am not the biggest Dark Souls fan. I only play the easier Dark Souls games because they're a lot more fun. Such as Neo, Bloodborne, Neo 2 was alright. What was another one? Dark Souls 2 was pretty fun. I absolutely hated Dark Souls 3. I still haven't gone back and finished it yet. I started it back up a little bit ago. I hate it. Alright, later, Ajax. I hate Dark Souls 3 with a passion. I don't like the idea of it. I don't like the stupidly, how can I put it? Stupidly linear style to it. But Elden is nice. I get a very Skyrim slash... That in the Business Bureau, yes. Because, yeah, they can't do that. It's not allowed to do that. So she can go and complain. Especially because she could always call up the guy who gave her the information on it because he just works down the street at the other store. But I actually like Elden. Yep. That's what I'm also telling her, too, is that she could be compensated if that's been the yearly change and they never told her about it. Because technically she's in a position of management, technically. Because she does have a management title. It's just they don't let her use it because it's just a, how can I put it? It's a ghost position, basically. It's just there to fill a slot on a document, but technically she is in charge of her own stuff. She has to go to meetings. She has to go to conference calls. She has to do all the fun stuff, plus also doing all the business side of it. She has to manage the how much she spends, how much she sells. She has to do all that stuff. So it is a management style role. There's no one tells her what to do. She has to do it. She talks to district managers. She's been coordinating with her, both her district lead and her district manager to help with shrink at the moment. And so, yeah, I mean, her boss isn't in charge of it. She's in charge of it. He can tell her that her boss, who's just a little bit above her, but they're supposed to technically work as a team, can just tell her that things are going on, but really it's up to her to do the work. Technically, she's supposed to also do her own schedule, but they don't let them because they just kind of rob the hours for the other side. It's hourly. It's an hourly position. Oh, if it was salary, that would be way bad. Okay, so we got that. Salary people get fucked in our business. You go from working normal hours to bullshit. Okay, I can hide them. I think I'm going to be able to hide them up between that, and I can have it run up. Yeah. Right now, we were supposed to be getting ready to move and everything. They've just made everything a fucking nightmare because she was supposed to be transferring back to her old store. But they've just made everything a nightmare. So instead of doing that, we just decided to stay for a little bit. We'll figure out something later next year, maybe. That way we can relax. That's how she ended up buying her new graphics card for her PC because she got her share of the money we've been saving. So that way she can be a little bit more ready to going. Oh yeah, man. Have fun. But now I have to figure out... Oh, goody, the vernier. Oh, goody, the vernier. Oh, fuck me. This is gonna be fucking not fun. I wonder... I can make wiring harnesses and... God, I've got to figure this out. God. Oh my God. Ow. Thank you. Mr. Smooth. Ow. Almost pulled my shoulder out just by twisting. Awesome. Am I finally getting old? I don't want to get old. All right. There are 2 verniers. All right. There are 2 verniers. Oh boy. And there are... Oh man. Trying to see. Oh my God. Oh my God, that hurt. Oh no. Don't tell me my shoulder's acting up. Oh, that hurt. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I better not have just pulled my shoulder out. I'm going to be so pissed. Because then I'll have to stop this and play fucking Elden. Two bad shoulders. And they suck. They never want to agree with me. It's like, do you want to do something? No, I want to fuck you up. And it's like, oh, good. That's what I thought you were going to tell me. I need to see the legs. Can I please see the legs, please? I need to see the legs. I need to see the leg transformation so I can see kind of how this is going to go. So those go up. Knee pops out. All right. Verniers pop out. You're supposed to pull the leg down. Okay. All right. I might have to build this in sections. Can I build this in sections? Technically, I can, yes. So the knee goes over top. So then that's B. B's are yellow. B's are yellow. A's are greens. What is that? That is the weirdest piece I've ever seen in my life. The back latch for the legs is fucking stupid. Oh my God. Holy shit. Okay. So I'm going to have to build in sections. There's no way I can do it without it. And I'm going to have to make a wiring harness going from one end to the other. And I'm going to have to mate them up. A3, A2, A3, A4. Let me see if those are even going to be big enough for a light to go in. They should. Yeah, they should be fine. It's just how many lights. I might only get to do one. On the upper part of the knee is the one I'm worried about too. 7 and 8. What is 7 and 8? Oh, those are fairly large. Oh, boy. All right. Those have to go over top that. So, yeah, I have to build a wiring harness. Oh, boy. So, I'm going to have to build the wiring harness in this. Okay. New plan. I have to take this back apart. So I'm going to have to build a wiring harness. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to build the wiring harness in two ways. We're going to have the A part and the B part. And then they're going to have to meet together and solder in. And then that'll be C. And then from C, we can attach the feet to. So we have to make this an A and B. Now, I don't have to put... Now, the best thing about this so far has been that it's armor over frame for the most part. That's been the only thing that's been nice. So that way we can get the cycle frame parts done without having to put all the armor pieces on top of. Now, that compared to a unicorn is about the only thing that's the easiest. Unicorn, you usually have to have the armor on as well as the cycle frame as you're building, because unfortunately that's what holds it in. This one is a little bit different. We can put the cycle frame pieces in because they actually mesh into the frame. The only thing this kit is going to get is that it's a little bit easier to wire to because we can build the inner frame first and then do parts over frame. Easier, but yet stupid at the same time. Because it didn't have to be this overly complicated. Oh, that's not good. Did I forget to clip out those polycaps, or did I put it in and it fell out? No, I didn't even put those polycaps in. Nice. So, what polycap was that supposed to be? 14. Well, good thing I didn't put those in yet. Huh. Well, good thing I'm not looking at that. Silver linings. Silver linings, silver linings. Oh, I forgot to put the polycaps in. So, now I gotta design how this wiring harness is gonna go in. Looks like the easiest path is going to be using it. So, that goes over the front. So we can hide the wiring there. Is there enough room that I could just place that in the back of it? Technically there is. Alright, let's try this. Okay. So basically our wiring harness, we need enough slack on it. We'll be going out through there. Back through there and up and around. Up through here. Okay, so we do that. Actually, okay, no. One second. Look at this. Let me look at something real quick. No. Okay, so no. Brother puts my suspicion on that kit. So, slightly like the one I was looking at. The knee was kind of reminding me how I did the RG High News wiring harness. Slightly the same, little bit different, a lot more, a lot more complicated. I remember why that one was such a fun yet kind of nightmarish kit. Okay, so I know where I'm going to need to drill. So I'm going to need to drill right here. And right here. Let's see if I can get that wire through there. I can. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty long enough. All right. Ha ha ha! Yes, seamless. Oh, and it doesn't even interfere with the knees. Okay. So if I want the knee to bend, I'll just have to make sure I have a long enough wire for it to do, and that shouldn't be too bad. Doesn't even interfere with the knee bend. That's actually where the high knee has issues. So the wiring harness had to have a little bit more slack because it was going to interfere with the knee bend. Okay. Then I just have to make sure I have enough slack on that one, which won't be a bad thing because that's where our connection should be. Next. So this one. That should be better. So then we'll build in sections. We're going to get that one done with its harness first. As I said, each section has to be done first. Then we can attach the sections together. Hide our soldering in there. And have it look somewhat seamless. Now, nowhere to drill. I only have to drill on one side. I possibly could have got the arms a little bit better not having an exposed wire, but it's all right. All right. Back in. I really do mean it. Anytime I say thank you guys, it really is from the heart. I mean, I really put out that video the other day just to actually show you guys I really do care, and it's a lot. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to Gundam Kingdom when you guys make an order. It's really awesome. I never in a million years thought I would be doing this good so far. Makes me actually believe I'm not wasting my time doing stuff or putting myself out there. Okay, got it. And that moves smoothly. I likey. Now let's see. What to do, what to do, what to do. L5, L15, and L14 have to go on, and I have to design the... Design the wiring for that one. Which is A7 and A8. 14 and 15. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those ones. Of course it is. I absolutely hate when they do this. Oh, so that's gonna have to mount flush, isn't it? Nah, we have somewhat of a breathing room. Oh, but it's gonna be a fucking wiring mess. I can already feel it. Let me get the other pieces off. I gotta think on how I'm gonna do this. The only problem with doing these is always trying to figure out how I'm actually gonna do them. No, because that's gonna be exposed, isn't it? Oh, we'll have enough of a lip I can... Yeah, I can do that. Okay. So we'll have enough of a lip. I'll just hide the solder joints up top like I usually do. It's just trying to design this because, yeah. I think we'll have a little bit of exposed wiring on the back side. Because I don't like to show the back of the legs very often. Which makes it really hard to understand if we're going to have... Yes, unfortunately that is an exposed area. Oh, so that's the transformation mechanism. Okay. So it pulls down. And that's the transformation. So I really don't want to mess with that. So you pull the leg down, and that's your transformation. Even though we're going to be keeping it in the transformation mode the entire time. Oh, yeah, so then it can hide the wiring. Somewhere right there. Let me see if that's going to be... How much that's going to be affected by that if I do that. Yeah, we're still going to have to hide it up there. But we could drill a big enough hole to have all the wires come through there, and that would get a little bit more cohesive. Up. Okay. So wire pulls up. Wire pulls down. It shouldn't really go more than like right there. Ugh. And then that way I can have all the wires meet up here and go up through there. Shouldn't be too bad. If I have to cut holes, I'll have to cut holes. That's gonna be how it has to be. So wiring has to face that way towards the front. Should work. If we have to glue the part on, we have to glue the part on. Because I could cut out that. I could cut a few pieces off and that wouldn't be too bad. Oh, yeah, I can look at the book on the bottom. Yeah, no, that's how it's supposed to go. Yeah, don't do that. Oh, that's the lifting mechanism. Okay. So that tells us how high it can be. Oh, so I can just lock it in place like that. So I can just glue it in place like that. And then that way it won't ever move. Is there only one physical check on that? There is only one physical check on that. Actually, no, there are several physical checks on that. Actually, there's even more than that because when you put the armor on... Okay, yeah. So when the armor's on, it will even more physically check it. Okay. That won't be too bad. All right. So then we need to figure out how to do the LEDs. And so, okay, let me see. There's also another piece I have to worry about. That's the middle piece, but the middle piece will have... How many of the verniers are on the middle piece? The middle piece pretty much contains all... Yes, it contains all the verniers in the knee joint and the lower half of the legs. So I only have to make those couple pieces. And then meet them up in the knee, and we can hide these solder joints in the knee... Well, in the knees covering area. Easily. There's a lot of soldering that's going to be going on. This is going to be a very complicated piece. Oh, we have made very little progress today. Actually, I'm not surprised. I did not expect to make a lot. So, now I also need at least one of the test pieces. Let's get 8 or 7 clipped out. Let's start with 7. How much of a 7 we can do? So probably in the middle. Ooh, that's bright. Okay. It's not sitting flush. I don't like that. I'm not going to risk that LED. Just chalk it up as broken. Yeah, I'm actually working on the legs now. Again, I'm 654. Just started on the legs. And they are proving difficult as it is. Because I've got to get these wiring harnesses in. And it's got to sit flush. everything has to sit flush. Because if I don't, it will fuck up. All right. I might have to cut the bottom out completely. Oh, okay. Continuing on. Come on. All right. Okay. Oh, Mr. Sam, I changed my name on my picture. Nice. Yeah, we just started on the legs, just trying to get all of this stuff done correctly, because if I don't get it right, I'm kind of boned. Everything has to be correct. Like, all these wires have to go in the right way, and they have to go in the right direction, and that's the wrong leg I need. And this one. And then right now we're doing A, B, and then C parts. What it is A is what I'm working on now. B will be the midsection plus the leg. C will be the completed leg in its entirety, then also meeting up with the feet. Okay, that went on a lot better. And we'll have to do the old hide the wiring joints at the top, like I always have to. That looks good. That looks really good. We're not being pushed out. And then with a little bit of super glue, sit flush. Yeah, that's good. All right. So I just got to do that 4 more damn times. Oh my god. I just got to do that 4 more damn times. And figure out which LED, which sticker goes where. So I need A20. And sticker 20 because it's the reverse of 7. So I need sticker 20. Okay. hold that in place for a minute. Hello, Arrow Foxy. All right. That should help that. All right, so now I just gotta get the other one on. Oh, man. Oh, this thing. Oh, boy. Oh, well, that was a good idea of me. I literally just stuck my whole thumb. Nice. Well, that's not going to drive me crazy. No, not at all. The only problem is having to use super glue in a much more needed fashion. Really easy to stick your whole hand in it. Awesome. Because I have to have it on the desk so I can get more precision application, and yeah, that did not work very well. Now the whole side of my thumb is super glue. All right. Okay, and then we got to create 2 passages. Actually, I really don't have to create a passage on that. Just got to cut off the bottom right there. That did not work. God, the only thing I hate about this is the hardest fucking part. Getting attacked in place. God, this sucks. All right. Hold that for a few minutes. See if that'll work. All right, let me get the 8. These are going to be the bane of my existence. We're probably... Oh, God, I got this. I got to do this one, and then I'm done for the night, so... It's already 10. I'll get a couple hours a night to work on these on the weekdays. That's all I can do, because I'm going to get stuff done. All right. And I think I'm going to cut this. So then that's going to go up in there. I got to actually get that set up. I might actually need to cut that one. Got it. Ooh, boy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. God, that's going to suck for the other two. And we still have to do armor and everything. And make sure they both work. Can you both be not assholes? God, that other one came out so much brighter than the other one. We'll just keep that on the inside. That's fine. That one came out so much better, but that's because I also did some cavity carving on it. Good to know for next time. But they're not bulging. Pieces are sitting flush. It's not falling apart just yet, so I can get those all soldered in. Solder those in, one on each side, let it lay down, and we're ready to go. So that's one half of A done. Second half probably on Thursday or Friday, depending on what happens. Depending on how the days go. God, Super Glue's just not being my friend this week. Because we are out of time for tonight. I know, short stream, but it is also a weekday. So I have to get things done and get ready for tomorrow's workday. But I had a blast with you guys tonight. We get to get a decent amount of progress. We've got one half of A done. And it works. Even though we have to make sure to know that side's got to stay on the inside because it's a little less bright, so that it won't be too bad of a deal. And we'll do all the armor. We'll get the other half of A done. Then we'll armor it up. Make sure everything's going to fit and work properly. Yeah, that's on the all the way up position. So it's always going to be in the up position. That's exactly how I want it to be anyways. So it's always going to be in the up position. That's fine. That's exactly how I want it. Hopefully that goes over top. Oh, let me see. Do we get something that holds it together? Because that does suck. Yes, we do. We do get a piece that holds it together. So that is supposed to be kind of loose like that. We do get a front piece that will hold both those pieces together. And we have to glue it in place. But, okay. And we get our full knee bend. That's awesome. God, I wish I would have done a little bit more seamless job on the arms over here. But there really wasn't room for it. That was about the best seamless I was going to get. Arms on these things are always sometimes a hit or miss. Sometimes we can get internal wires. Sometimes we will have a little bit of exposed. The legs, though, was just that really nice, okay, we've got enough room. We've got enough room for it, and we can get it done. Just so that TikTok can see it. So, looks good, and we're pretty much seamless. So, you can't see anything. You won't see any exposed wiring. Unlike the arms on this big boy, which does suck. We are going to try to hide the shoulder wires pretty well, and the shoulder and arm wires pretty well, but that won't be too bad. But thank you, everybody. I'll be seeing everyone probably tomorrow for some Elden Ring play. I'm going to go and farm a little bit in Elden Ring, just for shits and giggles. You got a couple more levels that I need so I can get my build going a little bit better, because I got to get more faith and I need more health. And a lot more defense as well, just to help me throughout the areas. Thank you, and I will see everyone later. Bye-bye.